Welcome back on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. We're rounding out the 2016 Fall Sports Preview with Alex Balog. I mean, we were sitting here right before. I just call you Alex Balog, but there's like 14 ways to say your name, right?
That's going to work, no worries.
From Leuven,
Very well
Belgium.
pronounced, Jeff.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. It's great to have you here. And we were just kind of, we had a quick cup of coffee the other day, and then reflecting with your players here before you came on. You've really had a great impact on this club over the past 4 years as head coach, and you hear Tom talk about building men of character, and that's important, and a win-loss record is important too, but the building men and athletes of character is really important, and I know that that's a big value for you. Talk about how that became a value for you and why it's so important as you educate these student athletes, not just on soccer, but on life.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. It's nice to see people recognizing the work that we've put in, the different aspects that we've changed in our program, because the accents are a little bit different now. Winning is not paramount anymore. We have a tremendous opportunity with these student athletes that we have in our team, part of our program, but also here on campus to shape their lives, or to help them shape their lives. And I feel it's our duty as coaches and as teachers, as administrators on this campus, to grasp that opportunity and to help them on their way, because, yes, we're very competitive. We try to be very competitive, and frankly, I really don't like losing. But at the same time, there needs to be more than that. We want our guys to get through school with good grades, to get a degree, so they can go out in the world and change the world, as our Chancellor Mark Nook likes to say.
Right.
And those types of things are very, very important for me. And as you can see with Garrett Robinson, it has resonated, because he's going to go into the Peace Corps.
Peace Corps. I never saw that coming. That was
it's something
so cool.
that I am extremely proud of. And I also think that the coaching style that we have in our program right now with Thomas, with Guido, with Fernando, with Kyle, and myself is also resonating with our players, because both Tom and Garrett want to go into coaching, and we've got a couple of other guys that want to go into coaching. So
you're going to have a big coaching staff in the next year or so, I think.
we already do, but it's a great compliment for our guys.
Absolutely.
that they want to do what we do.
Yeah. And so let's talk a little bit about the technical aspects of the game. We talked about it with the players. 2 early losses to Carroll and Rocky. Cal Poly Pomona down the pipe on September 1st. And that's a road trip, so that you'll be on the road for that. Circling that back to the fact that the GNAC preseason coaches poll has MSU Billings at 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
First off, what does that mean for you to be ranked 3rd by the GNAC coaches preseason? And how do you come back from 2 early losses to start playing better soccer?
Sure. Well, like Garrett said, it's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
But that's where it stops. We're going to have to live up to it, and the road is very, very long before we're there. And frankly, 3rd it's great. It's great that coaches are starting to put us in front of Concordia, in front of Western Washington, those types of programs. But we want more than that. I don't necessarily want to say that we've got goals, but we have dreams, and those dreams include doing things that this program has never done before. Now, you talked about the 2 losses that we've incurred against Rocky and against Carroll. The first loss against Rocky wasn't a loss that we that was as bad as people may think. We actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
We played a very disciplined game in terms of tactics. The second game against Carroll was a little bit of a disappointment, because we gave away goals that we shouldn't give away.
Sure.
And we have an opportunity tomorrow against Northwest to rectify that and to make sure that we can go to California with a lot of confidence, because obviously our guys are going to need that, because we are going to play the national runner-up from last year. But we're going to play 11v11. Both all our guys have 2 legs and 2 arms. The same thing with Cal Poly Pomona,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna try to get a W.
Yeah, absolutely. So Evan O'Kelly, our sports information director, is going to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm going out on the limb, and I'm pretty sure that men's soccer is the only team here at MSU Billings that has so many countries represented as players on the team. 10, to be exact. 10 different countries are represented on your team. And you have a rich history as a club of recruitment of of players from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Is that ever difficult as part of the preseason process or the training? And I'm not even talking about language barriers, if there are any. I'm just talking about 10 different countries represented, 10 different country styles of play represented on your team. How do you mitigate that? How do you practice through that and get everybody to be Yellowjackets?
It's challenging at times,
Yeah.
obviously, but at the same time, we're not just limiting our pool of players to players coming from the U.S. They're coming from all over the
Yeah.
world. And frankly, as a coach, I would much rather have players that have different playing styles, and a lot of different playing styles, than players who only master one style of play.
Mm-hmm.
And we bring them in, they work very hard during preseason, and we get them for 2 weeks in preseason, and we try to take a little bit from everyone. So we're a team that tries to keep the ball on the ground. We're like it's been mentioned before, we're very blue collar, but at the same time, we want to play an attractive style of play, and that's where these talented individuals from outside of the U.S. Come in and help us out. While at the same time, we have our American players who are still the core of our program who help us out as well.
Yeah, that's very exciting for you, and I can only imagine that some days it's like herding cats out there. Coach, let's talk about the emotion behind soccer for you and your team. And again, win-loss records aside and all of that, as a head coach of the soccer club, the men's soccer club over the past 4 years, it's been an emotional ride at times. Two things that I want to talk about. One is that, again, this year, MSUB is going to host the 3rd annual Rimrock Classic in memory of Trevor Wildberger. Talk about Trevor and his representation to MSU Billings and men's soccer and why this tournament happens.
Well, first of all, Trevor passed away exactly a year ago today.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of a sad day around training today. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we keep honoring him the right way. Trevor committed to us a couple of years ago. I can actually remember it as if it was yesterday because it was the fastest commitment in the history of MSUB.
There you go.
I spoke to him on the phone. He said he was going to call me back, and an hour later he called me back and said, "Yep, I'm coming to Billings, Montana."
Yeah.
He showed up a little bit later than expected because he was struggling with cancer. He showed up with his parents a year later, and that was the only time he visited Billings. But the couple of days he spent here have left such a deep impact on our program and on the players and coaches that were present at the time, and hopefully also on the players that are new and that will be coming through our program in the years to come, that we felt we need to find something fitting to honor him, because the way he battled cancer was back straight, looking it straight in the face and with a smile on his face as well. And I think that we sometimes need a little reminder that we need to put things into perspective, and that's exactly what Trevor has done for us. So we thought it'd be fitting to honor him with naming the Rimrock Classic after him, or adding his name to it.
Yeah.
And there's some other signs out at the field, the TW26 signs on our bleacher and on the bench. So
I know some of the players
he's with us all the time.
Yeah, I know some of the players previously actually got tattoos to remember him by as well. And you talk about we need things to put in perspective what it is that we're doing. And the men's soccer squad over the past few years has been, well, a lot of years, I should say, has been very active in our community. And we recently just published a magazine called Peaks to Plain here at MSU Billings. And in here, right in the center, is Sebastian Strong. And this is a story about Sebastian Easton, who the men's soccer team has lovingly adopted as a player. In fact, he's in the roster picture as well.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about that relationship. How did that come about, and what that means, not just for you as a coach, but the players who are involved in Sebastian's life?
Well, it came about through Team Impact. We got in touch with them. They got in touch with us, and they had this little boy here in Billings who was fighting cancer, and his mom, Mandy, played volleyball here at MSUB. She's a Yellowjacket as well. And we decided to take on a challenge and see if we could make a difference in his life. And he showed up at practice one afternoon in September of 2014.
Yep, 2014.
So it's been almost 2 years, and at first he was shy, just the first couple of minutes,
Sure.
and from then on it's been like he's been on our program
Yeah.
forever. And he comes out to games, to team functions. He comes in. He's part of our team in the locker room when we're preparing games. We go and have team dinners at his house, and it's been a fantastic synergy because just like with Trevor, it helps our guys put things into perspective.
Absolutely.
And they need that because we're getting all these players from different parts of the world who are very, very good players at the high school level. Then they come to MSUB, and at the high school level, they were the best players, which is why they were recruited to come to MSUB. And not everybody can play because we've got 25 guys on the roster. So it does help them put things into perspective because they see this little boy who's been fighting cancer, and who's overwon cancer. So it's an amazing love story, if I can call it that way.
Yeah, the ultimate victory for him being in remission right now, as
Absolutely.
I understand it. So, well, Coach, it's just amazing to talk to you and the work that you're doing with your team. And I hope that that preseason coaches poll is something that you exceed this year, and that we bring in the #1 spot in the GNAC. It'll be a special time for sure. And it all gets started next week as the men's soccer team heads out on the road, playing Cal Poly Pomona, the 2015 national runner-up, on September 1st. And lots of great stuff. Thanks for being here today, Alex.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And a big thank you to all of our coaches and athletes who participated in our 2016 Fall Sports Preview on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. You can check out all the live action of home and away games by visiting us at msubsports.com. On behalf of Yellowjacket Athletics and Evan O'Kelly, I'm Jeff Rosenberry, and we're signing off.